what if I make dua for cake and Allah sends me a snake? What if that's the headline that I put that under. What if I make dua for a cake and Allah sends me a snake? I'm afraid to make dua for cake because I don't want Allah sending me snakes. I don't want to make dua for marriage because Allah is going to send me a serial killer. I don't want to make dua for money because I'm going to become this jerk who spends all his money on haram and drinks alcohol and goes to hellfire. I don't want to make dua for this because it's going to turn out to be a snake. So I'm just going to hang around doing no duas because duas all end up as snake. So along those lines, my response to that is I think that that's one of the most horrible ways to look at dua. One of the most horrible ways to look at dua and most horrible ways to think of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your dua. So you're saying that Allah says, وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ وَادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. And your Lord says, call upon me and I will answer you. Okay, that's what Allah says in the Quran. So you make dua, but yet you think that Allah is going to, when you finally do make dua, that you're just going to end up with cockroaches biting you and snakes biting you. And you're like, man, I wish I never called upon Al-Alim Al-Qadir. Do you see how messed up that is? So here's the beautiful thing. Here's the beautiful thing. If you're making dua for a snake, Allah already protects you in your dua, knowing something is not good for you. So perhaps sometimes, not all the time, but perhaps sometimes what you're making dua for is a snake. You're making dua for a snake, and everybody's had that kind of situation. Hey, you wanted to get married to some guy, and then it didn't work out, and you made dua, and you cried for it, and made dua, and then it turns out he marries somebody else, and he's a jerk, and he turned out to be a serial killer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected you from that person. Maybe, maybe not. That could be one of the situations. But one of the things built into dua and into delay is sometimes we're asking for something that we're not ready for, that could turn out to be a snake for us. Whether now or in the future, or maybe there's something better. And so appreciate whenever there's a delay, that appreciate the delay.